Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of the Final Fantasy Legend 2. We last left off, we had just rescued Lyn from the mountain cave. And speaking of caves, this cave is too bright. Must be that white cave that Medusa lady went into. She said she was surprised that she managed to get out alive. So yeah, we're not going to head into that cave right now. So instead we're going to follow the order of the riddle. First one was where the wind blows underground. Well, that was where Donatus was. The second one was where the flame burns under the sea. So, let's head to the south. We have the sea right here. We got another village. Let's talk with the people in here. Maybe they can help us with the riddle. Neptune was living offshore over the headland. Ships get wrecked by his poisonous breath. Neptune seems to be angry lately. The sea sometimes glows in red. What do we got weapon-wise here? Some some spells, but not worried about any of them. So let's go talk with some more folks here. We got an octopus guy down here. What's he have to say? That Neptune is really bothering our business. I wonder if anyone can get rid of him. Well, maybe we can. A man fell in love with a mermaid and walked straight into the sea and never came back. Some more, some new armor there, the gold helmets. But don't have to worry about them, so. In a pub. Let's go talk to the pub. Folks in the pub. I'm a scholar. There's no such thing as Neptune. It's a submarine volcano. And we'll buy some refreshments. There is a cave that's so bright and luminous that you need the eye to see the truth. That's the cave we were just in earlier. The man fell in love with the mermaid and went into the sea from the headland south of this town. That scholar says there is no Neptune, but there is. Well, maybe it is a submarine volcano. Maybe it's, Neptune. Some kind of weird creature or god or something. We don't know. Well, let's head into the sea, like that man who fell in love with a mermaid. And we got some lava down here, and hey, we got an undersea volcano. So, spoiler, there is no Neptune. It is just an undersea volcano. So, but I guess, that's how, mythology and old mythological gods came about. People were just trying to explain natural phenomenon, and they didn't necessarily have the ability or the technology to explain things. So they just made up stories that they thought would explain things. So here we are in the in this underwater volcano. So that touch ability that we got last time for Vincent, that's somewhat like the dissolve spell. It deals damage to enemies, and it takes hit points from the enemies. So, however, it doesn't steal from all enemies. It won't deal damage to undead enemies, like that ghoul over there. See, it's classified as undead. And it also won't absorb hit points from hard enemies. So, certain enemies are classified as hard, their class, such as those, the Hofa, those sword enemies that we ran into earlier. Yeah, I guess they're kind of like material enemies, so you can't absorb light from them, because they're basically like, I guess, constructs, So, now speaking of stealing life, every time we take a step, you'll notice that our character flashes. Every step in the lava drains every character's hit points by 1. So, yeah, it's only 1 hit point, but when we're doing so much walking in lava, it slowly drains our character's health. Luckily, we're going to encounter something new in this volcano, healing tiles. Basically, it's going to look like a black X on the ground, and when we touch them, it'll restore some hit points. It may not restore all your hit points, but there's no limit to how many times you can touch it, so just run up to it, hit it like once or twice, check your status. If you ain't at full hit points yet, just hit it a few more times, and eventually it will heal you all the way up to full hit points. So, it's nice that the game throws you that little healing, because, say you weren't running with a party of that had a mutant in it, or even if you had a party with a mutant in it, they might not have got lucky and got a cure ability like Vincent did, so you might be stuck in terms of how you're going to heal. So, try to minimize, though, the amount of time we're walking in that lava, so... Take out some of these folks here. So, yeah, that, touch can be a pretty good ability. The speedrun, I know I talked about the speedrun in a previous episode, but the monster that you get, the speedrunners get, has that touch ability. Well, it's not called touch, it's called absorb, but it basically functions as the same thing. And it's basically one of the reasons why they're able to defeat the final boss, because they're able to damage it and heal it at the same time. So, got another power potion, a gold sword, that's a strength-based weapon, so we'll just be selling it. Power we can give to Linus, doesn't matter who we give it to, we're not really gonna be using any power weapons, so, well, that's not entirely true. There eventually, Honey Mouse will become a power-based robot, and there was a sword, Excalibur, and a spear, the Gungnir, that are strength-based weapons, and they never miss, so you don't have to worry about agility. And they have an interesting damage calculation where they only worry about your strength if it's greater than 70. So if it's less than 70, it's going to do like a set amount of damage that's several hundred. Can pretty much wipe out any enemy group. And both of those weapons attack groups. So Excalibur is even better than the Gungnir, because even though they have the same damage formula, Excalibur has no durability penalties, so it lasts forever. So that's how I end up grinding strength at the end of the game, for the bonus episode to max out strength on my characters. I don't have to worry about buying strength weapons. I can just have them all swing the Excalibur, and that raises the strength. So here's the hit point recovery. Like I said, it looks like a little black X. We touch it a few times to fully heal our characters, and then we can move on. We also got our first free spell book there. Fittingly, a fire spell that we're in a volcano. So we're gonna get a few more spell books in this world, in the next cave, the Cave of White, that white cave. We'll get some more spell books, so it's a good time. We'll eventually start building up Linus's mana as well. And the main reason we want to build up Linus's mana is, the main reason is we want to eventually have a secondary healer in our party, and then the two other reasons, lesser reasons, are one, it helps increase his magic defense, and two, your mana also determines how much you heal when you get targeted by a healing spell. So if we have both Linus and Vincent working on their mana, when either of them cast a healing spell, they'll be healed for much more. Let's say like a Honey Mouse, who will never have a mana, being a robot. So, yep. But for now, like I said, agility is still king. We still want to raise that. So, eventually, when we do become healing, we're gonna focus mainly on healing rods. You may have seen them in the item shops. They have 15 durability, but when you cast it, they heal everybody in your party. So even though they only have half the durability of a cure book, they basically have double the durability, because say you wanted to heal all 4 of your characters. With the cure book, you'd have to cast it 4 times. So you really only get like 30 uses. But if you want to heal all your characters with just the healing rod, you could just use it once, and it heals everybody. So one use heals 4 characters. So it's almost like in the end, it's like almost like using 60. Each time you use the heal rod, it's equivalent of 4 cure books. So it's almost like the equivalent of a book of cure with 60 uses. So let's recharge our stats here. Our durabilities on our skills and the robot's weapons. And we were told that we can't go into that cave without the eye. Well, we got the true eye magi from the volcano, so now we can head into this cave and we can finally see well with the true eye. This cave is kind of trippy because it has the floor that kind of moves underneath you. Now it doesn't, you don't move with the floor, it's not like a conveyor belt where it's going to pull you, but it still kind of can be trippy to, you know, have your character moving there. I like to try to get my character to line up with the square so it looks like the character is being carried away by the floor. The floor? At least it's not like the floor in Ultima 3. In Ultima 3, before you get to the final boss, Exodus, that the game is named after, Ultima 3 Exodus, your final 2 fights are against the floor. And they're kind of tough, because even though they have low hit points and you can hit them with defeat them with 1 attack, they you don't know where they are, because they just, it's the floor, it blends in with the floor. So you know, you might be attacking a square ahead of you, but the floor's over to your left. The tile is attacking you, the floor tile is attacking you from the left, or to the right, or from behind you. So the first time you play that game, that floor can be pretty dangerous. But if you're familiar with the game, though, the floors always spawn in the same location. So if you know where the floor spawns, then you can just defeat, you know where to aim your attacks at. So, well, at that point too, in that game, you can only use the exotic weapons. You can use your spells in Castle Exodus, but you can always use the exotic weapons, the exotic swords, and they only have 1 range, so you can kind of have all your characters move back to the back row, have their back literally to the wall, and that way the floor can only attack in front of you. So, but enough about Ultima 3, we're playing the Final Fantasy Legend 2. So let's keep going into this cave. Interestingly, there's no, like, well, there's an exit to this cave, obviously, but when we exit the cave, we'll actually exit through the same door that on the overworld that we entered into. So it's like, you wish you could have just, like, all the magi, of course, is going to be at the very end on the final floor. So it's like, wait, the exit is the same as the entrance. Why couldn't we just went backwards and saved us this trip? But that's okay. We're going to get a lot of items in here, and of course we seem to be getting quite a bit of stats here. Vincent has got a few points of mana, and Linus got some agility, and we got some more defensive gear here. We get some more spell books. And I mentioned when we went to Lynn's village, the laser sword, we'll be able to get another laser sword in this cave. So that's good. It's because by now both the rapiers from the first world and the saber that we got in Ashura's Tower are basically outclassed. So even though Honey Mouse's agility is higher than it was back then, the multiplier for those 2 weapons is kind of low compared to the lightsaber. So that saber and rapier won't be able to one-shot these enemies, so we may not be able to one-shot them. So keep equipment up. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to eat any... Well, we could eat the meat, but we're not going to eat any of this meat because we want to keep P as our crab. So, yeah, poor P. Maybe that's why P's crabby, because he's stuck as a crab. But he'll be stuck for a little bit, for a while. Surprisingly, the next, one of the next meats that we are going to want to eat is from the next type of crab that P will become, the hermit crab. So that's gonna be a mini boss in a future world. And the good thing about that mini boss is it's respawnable, so we can just keep fighting it over and over and over again. So if it doesn't drop its meat, we can just reinitiate the battle again and keep fighting it to gain extra stats and to potentially gain the meat that we need. So, oh, Linus getting got another spell book for him there, the Thunder Book. So most of our elementals, we got quite a few covered. We have fire, we have thunder, and Vincent is covering the blizzard, the ice element, with his blizzard spell. So we got a lot of elemental coverage here. So yeah. Fire against that zombie. Zombies are weak against fire. That's a Final Fantasy staple. So, even though Linus has really low mana because he hasn't worked on his mana at all, he'll still do some decent damage to ghouls because of the weakness means that he's doing, I believe, 1.5 damage. Is weak to fire. Defeated 2. Moth meat. Linus's mana up. Hey, we got some mana right there. Yes, humans gain stats real quickly, so even mana. And even gain mana faster than mutants who are the innate spellcasters. And we got that second laser sword there for Honey Mouse. Let's equip it. That brings us almost up to 50. So almost halfway max stat. And we're still early in the game. So you can see where these spells are going to come in really useful here because we'll run into large groups of enemies, and Honey Mouse can only attack one group at a time with that submachine gun, so... So it's good that we have, we're able to tag team other groups with the Blizzard spell from Vincent and Linus contributing with his fire spell now. So let's try out that touch. See if we get one through here. Nope. Nope. P lost sight. And that's bad because P's very reliant on his physical attacks. So, because that's all he has. He only has that W pincher, which is a double pincher. I believe in Japan, which is where, you know, this game was developed, when they put W in front of an attack, it means like double. So you have double pincher, he's attacking with both of his pinchers. You see that first time I saw that, oh well, no, one of the more famous times of that is in Final Fantasy IV, or Final Fantasy II, when it was released over in America for Super Nintendo. At the end, 2 of the NPCs, they cast W Meteo, which is the most powerful spell on one of the last bosses in a cutscene. So it's like double meteor. So, hey, P managed to hit twice. Yeah, we're gonna have to go buy an eye drop to heal P up. So, unfortunately, the statuses stay with your monster even if it eats like another meat. So, for instance, even if P were to eat another monster's meat and turn into a different monster, it would still maintain. He would still maintain that bad status. So, well, we're partway through the Cave of White. Let's finish it off on our next episode. Take care. See you then. Bye.